All right, it's Labor Day weekend, so you best believe we've got some ideas for you to celebrate this weekend. Also, Yingling beer, finally in Texas, made its way down south. We're going to start off with some of that as well. You know what that means, taste test, which means the boys are getting drunk on the podcast. Oh, yeah. And of course, gentlemen and some ladies, it's fantasy football season. All right, let's go ahead and get started.
Pegasus Podcast. Now, here are your hosts, Martin Garcia and Darien Clark.
It's going to be a sad, sad day whenever we finally move on from that intro to another one.
Yeah.
I don't know that we ever will, though. We'll see.
We'll see.
Maybe episode 101. That'll be a new intro.
Wow, that's a lot. Episode 101.
Hey, one can dream.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
All right, man.
It is the second most wonderful time of the year.
Yep. First one, July 4th.
Right.
America.
No, I think you know that Christmas is the most wonderful time of the year.
Yes, of course.
But second to that is fantasy football draft season. Right. Yes. It is fantasy football season. SZN is back.
SZN.
Oh, the beauty. We'll get to that in just a second. Or do you want to start off with it now?
Let's go ahead and start off with it now because I'm drafting currently.
Okay, yeah.
So
you're right.
Some of this advice might be helpful.
I'm surprised you're in a draft and I'm not.
Yeah, seriously. This is getting weird.
No, I have 4 drafts this weekend.
Jeez, really?
So maybe some people will be on the same boat as me, and
I was gonna say
we can help prepare them.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wonder how many people are still gonna have a draft to attend to this weekend. But you know, everyone waits to the last second to make sure all the players that they draft aren't injured or anything.
That's right. Yep, I had a draft like about a week and a half ago.
Yeah,
my 4th pick in that draft was a running back from Baltimore Ravens named J.K. Dobbins.
Nice.
This past weekend, he tore his ACL. He's out for the year.
Not
I'm like, this is why we don't draft in the preseason. Why don't you get this?
Seriously. That's too funny.
But whatever. Injuries happen. It is what it is.
Yep. But yeah, so let's go ahead and jump in. Like I said, I'm 12 picks away from my turn. Now, the draft has already been going for a while, so now we're just kind of picking bench players, but still, I need some of these tips.
Cool. All right, man. Well, let me know when it's there or when it's getting close, and we'll stop this and we'll help you out there.
You'll probably hear the ding.
Yeah, there you go. All right, man. So, yeah, let's jump into this. Hopefully, people that are listening have a league they're in, a home league, or just a one they're doing for fun. Maybe you're putting some money into it.
Yeah, most jobs do it.
Yeah. So hopefully this will help you out a little bit if you're new or relatively new to the game. So, it can be overwhelming. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of things to factor,
a
lot of positions to take into consideration on when drafting. Here is my 2 cents when drafting.
All right.
I've been playing fantasy football since 2007, 2008.
I was going to say for like a long time.
Yeah. So, yeah, going on 14, 15 years.
Nice.
So, I've been in a home league since 2010, and we have our draft every Labor Day weekend.
Nice.
And we do it in person, everything, and it's super fun.
That's the one you're doing this weekend?
Yeah. One of them. So,
yeah, I'm missing the Zoom call right now with everyone else who's in the league.
Oh, you're that guy.
Yeah, I'm that guy. It's all right. I got to do a podcast. I don't have time for a fantasy draft.
So, actually, while I'm at it, if anybody's listening to this that's also in a league with me, you can just like skip ahead, you know? You don't need to listen to my advice because you got your own advice. You don't need to copy mine. So if you're not in one of my leagues, well, here you go.
It will insert a time code again. You can jump to this section of the podcast so you can avoid all this.
There you go. Anyways, let's start off with a little bit of strategy. So, one that I have taken into consideration over the years is if you're in a 10, 12, and even 14 team league, take your QB late. Like, you don't need to take a QB early because there are 32 starting quarterbacks in the league, and that are going to be playing every week. Even within the 32, there are 20 solid starting quarterbacks that you can draft. So don't worry about getting Patrick Mahomes. Don't worry about getting Kyler Murray, Josh Allen, the stud quarterbacks
the Brady's.
Yeah, that a guy you can get 6-7 rounds later is going to just score like 20 less points. You know what I mean? It's not worth it. The ratio of points is just not worth it. So one thing I do is I stack up on running backs and wide receivers.
Right.
First of all, it's the most positions you start every week.
Yeah.
And second of all, it's the most dense position. So running back, you're going to run out of good options after the 4th, 5th round.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even earlier, we were just looking at the running backs like, oh my gosh, Martin, those are nasty. I'm glad you got good running backs early.
Thank you, Auto Draft. Totally quick side note. So I knew I had a draft today, and I also knew I had to record. Darien was nice enough to offer us to record the next day, and I was like, you know what? I got both. I'll just draft a little bit, and then when you get here, we'll start recording and all that. And totally forgot I had the draft. Auto drafted for the first, what was it, like 7 rounds, 8 rounds. But hey, I came out okay.
It still worked out in your favor. You had the number 1 pick, so you ended up with Christian McCaffrey.
Yep.
The stud out of Carolina. So you'll be all right. Also, it is a 10-team league, so pretty much everyone's going to have a stud team. So yeah, like I was saying, I would stack up on running backs and receivers within like at least your first 6 rounds.
Yeah.
And then I'd start to look at tight ends at the 7th, 8th round area. And then quarterbacks 9th, 10th rounds. Yeah. And then keep building your depth at running back and receiver after that. And then take your kickers and defenses last.
True.
I mean, most leagues I'm in, we don't even have kickers anymore. It's just like,
oh, really?
Yeah, they're so irrelevant.
True.
And the worst is getting beat to a kicker that scores 20 some odd points on this one given week. Every other week he scored like 5.
Or you're getting negative points because they're missing easy field goals.
Yes, exactly. I'm like, bro, you are irrelevant.
That's the worst. I hate that. Yeah. I hate that so much.
So people most of the time get rid of kickers, and even in some leagues I'm a part of, they get rid of defenses. So it's just like tons of flex positions where you can play numerous running backs and receivers and stuff like that. So
yeah.
A little bit of strategy there to help you out. But before any of that strategy, please set a timer or set a reminder saying, hey, you have a draft coming up. And don't be like Martin and miss the first 7 rounds.
True. And make sure your phone isn't on silent, because that's what happened to me. My phone was on silent. My calendar went off. I didn't hear it. I was enjoying homemade pizza. And next thing you know, I'm 8 picks in on auto draft and sitting pretty.
Yes. Okay. There's a little bit of strategy for you. I broke down some best value picks, some sleepers to target later on in rounds.
All right.
And then I'm going to pick my fantasy MVP at each position.
Okay.
So let's start off with best value picks at their average draft pick. So when you're going through your draft, you see ADP. It's an acronym for average draft pick throughout your draft. And some of the best value players to find at their current prices. At the quarterback position is my guy, Ryan Tannehill.
Okay.
You can get him really late, and his receivers are Julio Jones, one of the best receivers NFL's ever seen, and A.J. Brown, one of the best risers out of the wide receiver position in the entire NFL.
Yeah.
So Ryan Tannehill is throwing to both of those guys, and you can scoop him up in like, what we were just looking at him in your draft.
Yeah.
You can scoop him up in like the 10th, 11th, 12th round.
Yeah.
Right?
Seriously. This is round 16 that we're on right now. That was probably like 3-4 rounds ago. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you can scoop him up in like 11th, 12th, 13th round.
Yeah.
And get solid value there. And last year he was the quarterback 6 or 7 overall.
Oh, okay.
And that drafting him at that price is like the quarterback 12 or 13.
Yeah.
So that's maximum value for a cheap price. Like I said earlier, waiting for a QB. Some wide receivers you could target are Corey Davis from the New York Jets. He's the number 1 receiver out there.
All right.
You can get him late, and he will bring back good value for you. Another one is the one and only Antonio Brown.
Yeah,
yes,
buddy.
He's still in the league.
Yeah, buddy.
And he is still trucking. Even though he's not 83. He's 33 or 34 years old now.
Damn.
Good one. So yeah, even though Antonio Brown is, pushing it up there in age
older
in the NFL,
yeah,
he's still got it.
Who's he playing with?
Tampa Bay.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, his quarterback is still a decade older than him.
That's too funny.
And even though he is the number 3 receiver on his team, Tampa Bay, Tom Brady slings the ball so much. He throws the ball so much. He'll get just as many targets as the number 1 and number 2 wide receivers are getting on his team. Plus, he's such a good separator off the line. Like, as soon as the ball is hiked, Antonio Brown's footwork is immaculate. Like, he's creating space.
Yeah.
And Tom Brady, just loves those quick throw-off passes because he can't really chunk the ball downfield like he used to. So he loves those quick, short passes. Antonio Brown's going to be his guy every single time.
It's true. Goat's getting old.
Yep.
All right. Just a heads up. You're next. So
okay.
I've got 30 seconds.
Okay. I'm going to squeeze these two real quick.
All right, go.
These last two are running backs to value at their current draft prices. Myles Gaskin, the running back for the Dolphins.
Okay.
And Raheem Mostert, the running back for the 49ers.
Got it.
Myles Gaskin, you can get him in the 4th, 5th round area.
Okay.
He is the guy for the Dolphins. They have a couple other backs, but they're not going to be competing for touches that Gaskin will get.
Yeah.
Last year, he burst on the scene and blew people's expectations out of the water.
Nice.
And I fully expect him to do that too. Everyone thought they were going to draft a guy to replace him, and everyone thought that they were going to trade somebody or sign somebody, but no, they didn't. He is still the number 1 guy, and you can get him in the 4th, 5th round.
One eternity later.
Okay, returning to this.
Yeah,
like I
draft
said,
is over. Let's go.
Yep. Like I said, the value picks, I got one more to talk about here, and that is the running back for the 49ers, Raheem Mostert.
Yeah.
So the 49ers are one of the most run-heavy teams in the league, and Raheem Mostert, you can get him in the 7th, 8th round.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that you can get a stud running back that late on a team that runs so much, sure, you could argue they're going to be a committee. They have Trey Sermon. They have a couple more guys. I think they still have. Anyways, they have a lot of running backs that they're going to use, but those two are going to be the main dudes. And Raheem Mostert will be your 1st and 2nd down running back.
Nice.
So if he hits the edge, he's a speedster. So he'll take it to the house if he can hit the sideline and
go
take off. Yeah. So again, that's a guy that you can get later and still return maximum value because he is fast and is on one of the most run-heavy teams in the league. Cool.
All
right, moving on to some sleepers to target. Everyone loves a good sleeper, someone that not a lot of people are talking about.
Yeah.
And that you can get extremely late. Like their ceiling is super high. Like you can get them so late, and they could end up being a RB2 or a running back 2 or wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3 range. Even though they're drafted so late, they have extreme value in return potentially. So first off, I got a quarterback here. I'm starting off with quarterback. I go to receivers and then I go to running backs if I have any. But I don't think I have any running back sleepers.
Damn,
that's
bro.
how nasty it is later on in rounds.
You not even have any kickers on here?
I don't consider kickers or defenses ever, bro. Those waiver so much. You can really get a good one anywhere. Anyway, so sleepers. Quarterback I have is the rookie Trey Lance.
All right.
He plays also for the San Francisco 49ers.
Nice.
And he's currently battling with Jimmy Garoppolo for the starting quarterback position.
Oh, okay.
And you can literally get him with the last pick in your draft. Like the last round or maybe second, third to last round. And he's literally a league winner. Like if he wins this job, if he wins the job, from a fantasy perspective, he could be a league winner. We've seen quarterbacks in the past that run and throw, which that is exactly who he is. He's a dual threat quarterback.
Oh, okay.
And he runs and throws like insanely well. Kind of like Patrick Mahomes, kind of like Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
And kind of like Jalen Hurts, but to a more of an extent. So, and even like Kyler Murray, that's a very good comparison. He's very similar to Kyler Murray, who was the quarterback 1 or 2 the last year. So Trey Lance is some good value you can get really late, because not a lot of people are talking about him because he's also a rookie. Not to mention, the championship week, he plays the worst defense in the league. So he will definitely be the quarterback for the team, at least through, if he doesn't start week 1, he's going to start week 3, 4, 5, in that range.
Yeah.
So once it comes around to playoff time, he has an easy schedule. And then that championship week, he has the worst defense in the league, the Houston Texans. So it's just like a little mental side note to plan in advance.
Yeah.
He could ball out. Okay, moving on. Some wide receivers here to target late in rounds as a sleeper because again, their ceilings are the roof. They're high. You know. Michael Pittman Jr. He is the wide receiver for the Indianapolis Colts. I literally just picked him on your team.
Yeah.
In like the 11th, 12th round.
Yeah.
Because he could blow up this year. He's a second-year receiver, which a lot of the time second-year receivers like break out. And he's the number 1 receiver on the Indianapolis Colts, getting the ball thrown by Carson Wentz. So he has a solid starting quarterback. He's the number 1 receiver on his respective team. And you got him. You literally just got him in like the 12th round.
Yeah.
So T.Y. Hilton is starting the year. He's also a receiver for the Colts. He's starting the year on the IR, so he'll be out for like the first 3 weeks. So grab your guy, Michael Pittman. He will return value for you, and he will be a solid starter come midway through the season and on.
Nice. Okay.
Another one is Jacoby Myers, a receiver for the New England Patriots. He's a chain mover. He'll get lots of short passes, and he'll get lots of them. Getting the ball thrown by Mac Jones, he'll get tons of short passes and opportunities for yards after the catch. So he will be a commonly targeted guy by Mac Jones. Another one is Russell Gage. He's a wide receiver for the Atlanta Falcons. Again, a guy you can get literally last pick of your draft. He's the number 2 receiver for the Atlanta Falcons. He's literally replacing Julio Jones, who got traded to the Titans.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of targets to go around in Atlanta because Julio, garnered over 100 targets last year.
Jeez.
So with him leaving, somebody's got to take over those targets.
Right.
From Matt Ryan, who loves to throw the football. So he's a guy you could target late. And then Marquez Callaway. I was talking to you earlier about Michael Thomas and how he's going to start the first half of the season on the PUP list because he's injured.
Yeah.
Well, Marquez Callaway is the guy in New Orleans. He is the number 1 wide receiver for the Saints while Michael Thomas is out. And it proved to be the case because he is the go-to guy. And it's shown that in preseason.
Yeah.
So keep an eye on him. And then my MVP picks for each position. Are you ready?
Yeah. Go.
Drum roll, please. All right. My quarterback MVP for this year is Matthew Stafford.
Okay.
Recently traded from the Detroit Lions to the LA Rams in a extremely efficient offense led by head coach Sean McVay. What he did with Jared Goff, a quarterback who's below average. If you bring in this guy in, Matthew Stafford, who's one of the most smartest quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah.
Pair him with Sean McVay. They have a stud receiving cast around him. He's going to be a star, and you can get him late in rounds too, kind of like Ryan Tannehill, like I mentioned earlier. So again, another guy who's great value, who's going to bring maximum return. I think he's going to finish as a top 5 quarterback in his position.
Okay.
For running back, I have Antonio Gibson. He's a second-year running back out of the Washington football team, the nameless team that remains.
The football team.
He's a second-year running back, and he's in a system with head coach Ron Rivera, who previously coached in Carolina and brought Christian McCaffrey to the running back that he is now. Like Christian McCaffrey is the best running back in the league. Yeah. And now he is coaching up this guy, Antonio Gibson, who is a 3-down back. He can run the ball first down and second down, and he can play the pass catcher role at third down. So he's going to be on the field pretty much at all times. And he has a above average offense around him with a pretty good offensive line. So I expect big things out of that dude moving forward, running back Antonio Gibson. You can get him in like the second round. Wide receiver, for a wide receiver position, I have Allen Robinson. He's the number 1 receiver for the Chicago Bears, and there's really no competition for him. Yeah. I mean, you could argue Darnell Mooney, but Allen Robinson is the guy there. He's been a wide receiver 1 in the past, but I fully expect him to be a top 5 wide receiver at his position. And he's about to have the best quarterback of his career in Andy Dalton, and then quickly will turn to Justin Fields as his go-to quarterback, throwing him the ball every single week. And at tight end, the guy you got, TJ Hawkinson, is my MVP buddy. At the position. Yeah, buddy. We always talk about Travis Kelce. We always talk about George Kittle, Darren Waller. No, those guys are given. Those guys are going to be up there in the top 5 every single year. But I think this year, TJ Hawkinson surpasses them and becomes the tight end one on the year because there's nobody else in Detroit that's going to catch the ball.
Yeah.
The end. There's your fantasy football season.
Quick
advice.
recap.
Very quick, but there you go.
Nice.
Some value targets you can pick up. Ryan Tannehill, Corey Davis, Antonio Brown, Myles Gaskin, Raheem Mostert. Keep your eyes on those guys as you're drafting. Sleepers to target later on in rounds. Trey Lance, Michael Pittman Jr., Jacoby Myers, Russell Gage, Marquez Callaway, and then my MVP at each position. These guys are going to be studs. Matthew Stafford, Antonio Gibson, Allen Robinson, and TJ Hawkinson.
Nice.
All I can say is you're welcome.
Well, I feel pretty good because I've got some of these players on my team already. So
Yes, sir.
we'll see how this goes. I don't know why I do these things. I don't watch sports, don't really keep up with players on the teams. I was looking at the draft list and I'm like, who the heck are some of these players? And some of these players have already been in the league for like 3 years. And I'm just like, who are you? I have no idea who you are.
It's tough. It's tough when you don't really follow it that closely.
Yeah.
I have a problem.
Yeah.
I'm a little addicted.
Yeah, for sure.
But you see, like, I put a lot of money into it. So
yeah,
like,
that's true.
if I put a lot of money into it, I'm not going to just
yeah.
half A my way through all this stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I think
gonna actually
we
put
put
some
in
effort
like
into
$20. So it's like nothing bad.
yeah, that's solid.
I just always like to throw out there that I'm a back-to-back champion in my league. And my
Are you
league
really?
is full of
Dude, you're about to go back to back.
Oh,
with Christian
no,
McCaffrey.
not the previous 2 years, but like in this league's been going on for a couple of years now.
Okay.
And at one point I was a back-to-back champion.
Oh, nice.
So I like to just throw that out there because everyone in my league loves watching football and loves like ready for that football season to come back. And then they see me winning 2 years in a row and I'm just like, what's up?
Yeah.
Where y'all at? Where y'all at?
That's funny.
Dude, okay, so speaking of not even watching football and just being very confused, what is up with this Bishop Sycamore conundrum? I'm so confused. It's like giving me some bench warmers vibes.
Yeah. Yes.
What happened here?
Okay. So it's a very long story, but let me try and sum it up here. Because I've been talking a lot and a lot about sports, and I'm like probably boring some people here at this point.
You're good.
But,
That's fine. That's fine.
This is high school football here we're talking about.
Right. Or at least what some of us think we're talking about.
Yeah. It's supposed to be high school football.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, I don't even know where they're at, to be honest. They're out of state, but in the past, they've been a top team in the country.
So this has legit been a school before?
Yes.
Bishop Sycamore?
Yes.
Okay.
And they're one of those schools that, like, when you mention that name, you think, okay, they've been good in the past.
Oh, okay.
They could probably garner some good viewership on national television. So they carry the name.
Right.
Like, when you think of Duncanville, everyone knows them around the country as, like, a top team in the country.
I honestly had no idea.
When you think of Mater Dei out of California, everyone always thinks, oh my gosh, they're probably the number 1 or number 2 team in the entire country.
Okay.
Mater Dei just played Duncanville last weekend and killed them 58-6. Granted, they were both top 5 in the nation. Yeah. And they beat a top 5 team in the nation like crazy.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So Bishop Sycamore played another top team in the country last year. I think it was IMG. They played them last week and got killed, like 58-0.
Sycamore got killed.
Yes, Sycamore got killed 58-0, and it was on national television, ESPN.
Yeah.
Well, after they were like, "What the heck? I thought this was supposed to be a good game. Like, you're a top 5 team in the nation. You know, like you got national attention. You even put on ESPN." So they began getting investigated. Turns out they don't have any top recruits to go into college. Right. They're not a top school really anymore. And some of the players that they picked up to play in this game were alumni. So they were older.
What?
Yes. So they're like under heavy investigation right now. And what brings us kind of like to a local aspect is this weekend they were supposed to play Duncanville.
Yeah.
And again, they were supposed to be on national television.
Yeah.
Well, they got caught. And Duncanville already canceled that game. And they're trying to find another opponent to play. So turns out this school is, people are questioning, like, is this even a school?
Yeah.
Because
Well, yeah, that was my question. I was like, is this even a school? I'm so confused.
Somebody looked up their actual address.
Yeah.
And it's like a condo on a random street. And like, everyone's like, wait, is this a school? Like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
So people are thinking like it closed down, or people are thinking like, they've just been faking it this entire time and just like trying to get money from these TV deals and TV rights and stuff. And it's just a whole sticky situation, man.
It reminds me of South Harmon Institute of Technology from the movie Accepted.
Yes.
Where they make up that university in order to go to college.
Exactly. Exactly. One of those things. Exactly.
That is too funny. I saw this and I was like, what the heck is going on? I'm so confused.
Yeah.
Like, and then I saw the memes, and the memes are coming out, and I was just like
crazy.
So you're telling me adults played football against high school kids and no one realized it? How is that even possible?
It is questionable. I will give them this. It is questionable. Some of those high school kids out there look like adults.
Oh, because they're so big.
How massive they are.
Yeah.
So the adults really just fit right in.
Yeah.
But still, like, you should know that there's guys out there with full beards and
seriously.
Like, it was just
That's
crazy,
too funny.
man. And now, like you said, all the memes are going out like crazy. People are smashing them on Twitter.
Like I said, man, it just reminds me of this moment on Benchwarmers.
This guy's 50. He's got a mustache. Not according to birth certificate.
He's got documentation. Play ball!
Or it kind of like reminds me of Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite.
How much you want to make a bet I can throw a football over the mountains? Yeah, coach would have put me in fourth quarter. We'd have been state champions, no doubt.
All right, so I was noticing something that goes great with football, fantasy football, beer.
Yep.
And like we mentioned earlier in the tease, Yuengling beer finally made its way down to Texas. What is it? America's oldest brewery, right?
Yep.
It even says it here on the bottle, America's oldest brewery.
That's right.
Founded in 1829, Pottsville, Pennsylvania, Pottsville, PA.
Dude, they're coming up on their 200-year reunion.
Oh, yeah. Jesus. Like, not that far away, especially with how fast time is flying right now.
For real. That's crazy.
It's the largest owned brewery in the U.S.
Independent.
Independent owned.
Yeah.
Independently owned.
Like
That's
a craft brewery.
Yeah, I mean, it's taken it a while to get down here, but it's also just a Northeast type of beer, right? Like, they don't really distribute it any further.
It's really hung up there for a good while.
Yeah.
It's a staple up there.
You might have seen these pop up in a lot of your grocery stores.
Mm-hmm.
I know I went to Kroger. I think I went to Walmart, and they had, you know how they have the full display in the front right as soon as you walk in, just like cases on cases of this beer.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, I think it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's a traditional, good old lager.
Original amber beer.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't too heavy, but it was a little bit darker than like a Budweiser or Dos Equis or something like that.
Yep, exactly.
I got a friend, shout out Gio. Maybe he's listening. He works for like a distributing company.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say the name because I'm not sure if he's cool with it. But so he figured out about this. We were playing Call of Duty one day, and he was like, "Yo, you ready for that Yuengling beer?" And I was like, "What?" He was like, "Yuengling," and I was like, "Dude, what are you talking about?" Honestly, from the name, I thought it was a little Asian. Not gonna lie. And he was like, just like the oldest, America's oldest brewery that started up in PA, and they're finally making their way down to Texas. And I was like, all right, it looks like we're gonna have to talk about that on the podcast. I would definitely, out of 5, what would you give it?
Definitely. As for lagers, I'd give it like a 4.8, 4.7.
Damn.
Yeah,
okay.
I love it, man.
Nice. I like it. I would give it a 4.
Yeah. It's one of my grandpa lives in Ohio.
Yeah.
Shout out Grandpa Black.
Hey.
This is like one of his go-tos.
Yeah.
But when he's down here, he drinks Shiner.
Oh, okay.
But it's like, we've been waiting for Yuengling. He's still waiting for Shiner to pop up there. So it's like one of those things where
that's
like,
funny. The trade-off.
Yep. Great trade-off too.
Which this, I guess, is kind of tastes like, kind of, not so
it's
much.
Close. Yeah.
I would say not as strong as Shiner and not as dark as Shiner.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's pretty good. Close resemblance.
Yep.
If you like Shiner, but you're like, maybe it could be a little lighter, this might be for you, Yuengling.
Yep. There you go.
Nice. So we finally got that, tried that out, and it was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Labor Day's this weekend. You have any plans?
Oh, it's this weekend?
This weekend,
I thought it was
finally.
last
Not
weekend.
last weekend like you thought it was. No, it's actually this weekend. You have any
Sweet.
plans?
Not a whole lot.
No.
Covering high school football
Yeah,
for
that's
the
right.
Dallas Morning News.
That's right.
That's
Football season's back. So
Back
that
in the
means-
swing of things. Fun
Yeah.
stuff. I got a game Friday night and Saturday afternoon,
Nice.
both at the Star in Frisco.
Nice. How's the are you up in the like press box there?
Yeah.
So how is it up there?
Oh, it's fancy, bro.
I
It's
was
so
about to
fancy.
say.
I was covering the game there last week. It was the Denton Ryan game, the Jerry Jones Classic.
Yeah.
And some of the Hard Knocks crew was there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Like, I guess getting some footage just
Yeah.
in case they were going to use it in the episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're everywhere. The NFL Films crew is just walking around everywhere. I'm like, dude, there's a lot of people up here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really cool. I enjoy watching high school
So
football.
we'll see you on the Hard Knocks episode.
I wouldn't say that, but maybe you'll catch me in the background on a long distance.
Yeah.
I'll be up in the press box window waving.
That's too funny.
But yeah, I love high school football, let alone covering it. So
Yeah.
I enjoy it. I do
Nice.
that every weekend, cover 2, sometimes 3 games a
Yeah.
weekend. And then obviously I'm drafting, so
That's true.
it's a weekend full of football.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
and it's 3 days, so
No time for celebrating the Labor Day. Well,
That's
I guess
right.
you're celebrating by relaxing and
that's the point right
doing
there.
some fantasy football.
Plus September 1 is like our fall, like when our fall starts in our home. So we bust
Oh,
out all
really?
the fall decor. So it's
Mhm.
going to be an enjoyable weekend.
all
We're going to
the
have all
pumpkins
the pumpkins out and the
and the
fall
leaves.
spice candles going.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's going to be fall around our house this
Oh
weekend.
man,
So
I
we don't
just
wait till
like
September.
pumpkin.
we don't wait till September 21st, 22nd.
Yeah.
September 1st rolls around, it's fall. So
Immediately.
exactly. You say you
That's
don't
funny.
like pumpkins?
Not really.
Like the flavoring, or you don't like pumpkins at all?
Well, I like what? I guess not at all either.
So you don't want like
Like
pumpkin
pumpkin
decor
pie?
around your house or a pumpkin candle going?
Not a pumpkin candle. I
Yeah.
can't do the pumpkin candles. I can't do the pumpkin drinks. I just don't get it. I don't know. I just can't.
I
I'm
understand.
more of a fruity type of person when it comes to the candles.
Yeah,
I like it to smell sweet.
Yeah.
And nice.
I get that. I'm a candle lover, so I love every candle
Yeah.
there is pretty much.
I wonder what that one is.
Oh, that's
the
that
mahogany teak
wood.
wood.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
one.
See?
Why
Yeah,
isn't it
so
lit?
Huh?
Why isn't it lit, bro?
I honestly don't think it has any more wicks.
Oh,
I think we use it so much.
she's got the lid on it. It's
Yeah.
decor.
Yeah, it's just decor. We'll just open up the lid and let the fragrance kind of like roam around the room for a little bit.
Yes.
But so if you're one who is not busy with fantasy football and all that other stuff, we've got some ideas here for you.
There you go.
Some of them are pretty expensive, not gonna lie. Some of them are a little on the cheaper side. So first off, we have, this is dope. When I came across this, had no idea about this thing, and this is one of the expensive events, and I wish I knew about it earlier so that way I could go to it. But the Black Academy of Arts and Letters hosts their 2021 Riverfront Jazz Festival.
Okay.
Now it's all weekend, September 3rd through the 5th. It's from 1 to 10 p.m. They're having 25 national acts. Erykah Badu is going to, I think, open it on the 3rd.
Dang.
Terrence Blanchard,
Mm-hmm.
he actually scored Black Klansman, that film,
Oh, wow.
and Da Five Bloods, Spike Lee movie.
Okay.
So he's a pretty big guy in the music scene, especially in jazz. And the Dallas Symphony Orchestra is going to play as well.
Nice.
You can eat, you can drink at some restaurants that are hosting the jazz festival. Like I said, it's going to be a pretty expensive weekend, especially if you get the weekend pass. But they do have individual days as well, if you can only go like on Saturday or Sunday or something like that.
That's cool.
Yeah. So
Like you said, I wish I knew about that earlier.
yeah, seriously.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Although I'm sure you could still get a day pass, right?
Yeah, I checked. As of right now, you can still get day passes. But like I said, it is pretty expensive. So, people might not be ready to cough up that much money.
Yeah.
I think it's around $65, $75 for one day.
Okay.
So, hey, it's up to you. Labor Day at the Statler.
Okay.
They're
Nice
gonna have,
hotel.
yeah, seriously. They're gonna have entertainment, food, beverages, beverage specials. It's gonna happen from Friday all the way to Monday. Titans of Rock tribute band is gonna play there. It's an all-day long pool event on Monday that they're having with DJs that's going to be playing all day long. I think it said something about like just like EDM house music.
Yeah.
So
sounds about right.
I think that'd be nice. Texas, still hot. You might be busting out the fall arrangements, but it's definitely still feeling like summer outside. So spending the day by the pool sounds nice.
Yeah, and Statler's nice, man. That's a sweet place.
Yeah, seriously. Every time I drive by it, I just look at it, and it kind of gives me just like throwback vibes.
Yes, for sure. They
Really
got those old cars out front and stuff.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Then we also have Dallas's best barbecue and brewery tour. This is another one of the a little expensive ones. I mean, you can kind of tell because it's barbecue and brewery.
Dude.
Saturday the 4th, tickets are anywhere from $65 to $75. You have samples, you have transportation, you have drinks on the transportation, you have drinks at the brewery, you have a tour guide, and there's so much more. It's from 10:45 in the morning to 2:45 in the afternoon. So yeah, if you're free on Saturday, once again the 4th, you might want to check out that Dallas Best Barbecue and Brewery Tour. Also,
I'm always down with that.
Seriously,
give me barbecue and beer all the time. Where is this at? Do you know?
Ooh, actually,
sorry,
I don't
I'm putting
know.
you on the spot.
I don't.
You mentioned the brewery. I wonder which one it's at.
Yeah, I actually forgot.
Okay.
You can find a lot of these on Eventbrite, and I'm sure if you just Google it, you'll be able to find it.
You can cut that out too if you need to.
No, it's fine. Let's see. What else do we have here?
Brunch with Kirk Holloway.
Yeah, Kirk Holloway. Actually, I do want to mention this because there's a little something that's happening this tonight, actually. So the Rustic in Dallas, they're having brunch with Kirk Holloway. Live music while you're eating. September 6th begins at 10 a.m. Music starts at 12:30 p.m. This is a little bit on the cheaper side. Tickets are around like $20-ish, a little under 20.
Okay.
Food is served family style. So if you've ever been to Babes or if you've ever been to the Rustic.
Yep.
Also, quick note, while I was looking at this, Remy is actually performing tonight.
Oh, wow.
So our guest that we had on the podcast, Remy Riley, she's playing at the Rustic tonight from 6 to 7:30. So if you can make it, definitely go show support. I believe the concert is also free. So
nice.
If you're just having a free Friday, not really doing too much, there you go.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, Remy Riley, seriously, very, very, very talented. If you want to give her a little listen before you go, check her out on Spotify. Also, the episode she was on, she was playing one of her songs for us.
That's right.
Dope all around. So go check that out. And last, we have the Dallas Mimosa Walk, Labor Day holiday weekend.
Alcohol walks are such a thing. Every time we talk about events, there's some kind of alcohol walk.
A margarita walk, a mimosa walk, a whiskey walk, a red wine walk, a white wine walk. Like, we've got it all. And you best believe every time we're talking about an event, I'm going to try and find a walk. Like, I feel like that's a Red Pegasus podcast thing. Yeah. So this is Saturday, September 4th, 12 to 3:30. Deep Ellum Outdoor Market.
Nice.
It's a dining and shopping experience.
Yep.
50 vendors, 10 mimosas with over 10 mimosas with no purchase necessary at participating shops.
Cool.
You get like a souvenir glass, you get a map, you get the wristband, it's a self-guided tour, and pickup for the glass ends at 2 p.m. I don't know why. This is just a disclaimer that they had on their website, so I'm passing it on.
Cool.
Pick up your glass before 2 p.m.
Yeah, I've done the Deep Ellum Outdoor Market, so that alone is a really cool little thing to just go and do.
Nice.
So then you add in mimosas.
Exactly.
Yes, please.
Exactly. And I think this is another of the cheaper ones. I think it's like $20 or $25.
Okay.
And you get a glass. I mean, who doesn't like a souvenir glass?
That's what I'm talking about.
All right. I know that was quick, but we're coming near to the end of the podcast, so I wanted to hurry up and get some of that stuff in there.
Yeah.
All right. So, Suggs and Rex.
Yeah.
Yeah? You want to go?
Yeah, I'll go.
Go ahead.
I mentioned Hard Knocks earlier.
You did. That's why I threw that in there. I was like, we're going to see you in this episode or what?
We'll see. Hey, if I do, it's going in the Twitter bio. Hard Knocks. I was in Hard Knocks.
Hashtag HBO Max.
So yes, Hard Knocks is a series, like a docuseries,
Yeah.
they do every single year on NFL teams. And this year they chose the Dallas Cowboys. So it's
Yeah?
here in Dallas.
Now, I want to throw this in there.
Yep.
Is it the bad teams?
Not necessarily.
Oh, okay.
Like last year they had both LA teams.
Oh,
Which is the
okay.
first time they ever done 2 teams.
Nice.
The year before that they did Cleveland, I believe.
Okay.
So they switch it up every year. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. So
Okay.
usually they try and pick teams that are going to have like newsworthy things going on throughout training camp. And obviously the Cowboys are always going to be in the news, the headlines. So it was an easy decision for
America's
them this year.
team.
Yeah, quote unquote. Yeah. So this year they did choose the Dallas Cowboys. It's a 5 series deal, or 5 episode series that they put out once a week.
Yeah.
And they release on Tuesday night. They just released the 4th episode this past Tuesday. So they have one more coming next Tuesday. It's just been it's been an okay series. I love the one in LA last year where they were covering both the Chargers and the Rams.
Yeah.
That was a really cool one. I just been watching this one because it's like, it's filmed in Dallas. So it's just really cool to see in our city, all over HBO this go around. So although the first 2 episodes were in Oxnard where they start training camp.
Oh, yeah.
But episode 3 and 4 have been in Dallas. So it's been cool just to see
Nice.
our team getting featured, our city getting featured.
Yeah.
So it's been cool to see that on TV. And dude, I retweeted this on Twitter. In episode 3, they started off the episode with drone footage all throughout the star.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
No.
They drove a drone all throughout Frisco and into the star.
Yeah.
And they were like flying it through doors. Like, dude, it was just like immaculate drone footage.
Really?
Dude, it was insane.
Nice.
Like they were driving it through like a truck.
Yeah.
The truck's windows.
Yeah.
And they drove it through that. They drove it through like statues. They drove it in and out of their weight room.
Yeah.
All their weights. Dude, it was like
Damn, that's
stellar
dope.
footage.
No, I
I'm
didn't
like,
see that.
Yeah, I wonder how many takes it took to do
Yeah.
that, because like you gotta have some skills to drive those drones.
Seriously.
Much less through like all these tight windows and tight spaces. So
Yeah.
although it's been kind of low on the news with Hard Knocks this year, I still recommend it because it's just cool just getting insight into a professional team in their training camp, what all they go through in the process. So not to mention it's in our home city, so
It's in the hood.
y'all go check it out.
Yeah, buddy. Do they follow the players outside or of training, or is it always focus on just the training camp?
It's mainly in training camp.
Oh, okay.
Last year they followed Jalen Ramsey, one of the best cornerbacks in the league,
Yeah.
in his house hunting process because he was new to the team.
Oh,
So
yeah.
he's looking for a house. So they showed that.
Oh, okay.
So there will be some times where they'll follow up a certain player outside of training camp, but most of the time they keep it all within.
Yeah.
And just show what's going on within the team. And
Nice. So I'm actually watching Outer Banks right now.
oh yeah,
I know I'm a little late to the scene. Have you seen it?
no, but my
Oh.
wife is all over it, so I've kind of seen it.
It is, yeah. It's like one of the teen TV shows.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say teen drama, but it's just, if you don't know much about it, it's just kind of like these kids in like an island near North Carolina or something like that.
Mhm.
You've got like the rich part of the island where all the rich people live, and then you've got the bad part of the island where all the like workers and service, people work and live. So, and then of course it follows the kids in like the not so great part of town, and they basically just go on a treasure hunt, try to find this sunken ship and trying to find the gold in it. It's actually pretty good, not gonna lie. Some parts of it are pretty good. I haven't come across anything that's like super weird or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm saying it's not so much a teen drama, but yeah, I'd give it, I'd recommend it to people. I think it's pretty good. And I think they're on season 2. I'm about to, I think we're like halfway through season 1. That, and then I'm still trying to finish Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We're still trying to finish that one. I think we're like a season and a half away from finishing it.
Yeah, man, the wifey's been all over Outer Banks. She finished season 2 and went back and watched season 1 all over, just like get a refresher,
Yeah.
And then, so she's done watching it now, but for a while there, she was all over it and watching it a lot.
I'm like I said, I think we're halfway through this first season, and I'm trying to figure out where the second season's gonna go.
Yeah,
because I think I kind of know how the first season's gonna end. So I'm like, well, where can they go after this? So
right.
I'm excited to see what happens next, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah, it was good. I'll tell you
You've
that.
seen some of it?
Yeah, but the wifey said it was good, so
Yeah.
they were able to carry on season 2 in a
True.
successful way, which
True.
sometimes is hard to do.
Yeah. Sure.
So I look at it as like a little spin-off of The Outsiders. You ever seen the movie The Outsiders?
The movie The Outsiders?
Yeah.
Like with Ponyboy?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Kind of like that.
Throwback.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. It's kind of like that, but obviously a series.
Yeah.
Stretched out.
True. Yeah.
You got a little.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Yeah, yeah. You got a little teen drama, and it's between like the two gangs, and you're fighting back and forth. Now you got the
You're throwing
rich.
me way back
You got the
right
rich
now.
and the poor people fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to go watch that movie now. Dang,
Hey,
I
it's a
miss
good movie,
that.
man.
I miss that movie and the
Yeah.
book.
Stay golden, stay golden, Pony Boy.
All right, man. Looks like episode's over. I hear the music creeping in now.
Oh, yep. I guess we better get going.
Oh yeah, for sure. Give me another one of these Yingling beers before we head out.
There you go.
Follow us on the socials. You already know what to do. At Red Pegasus Pod, Instagram and Twitter. Facebook, just look up the Red Pegasus Podcast. You'll find us there for sure. Merch still available.
It is.
I mean, cop it if you can. If you haven't at this time, I mean, what are you doing with your life?
Yeah.
I don't know. But go ahead and cop the merch. Very much appreciate it. And yeah, stay safe this weekend. It's a Labor Day weekend. And we'll see you guys next Friday.
Yeah, y'all have a great extended weekend.